Audio.
You can sense the intensity as they await the arrival of the Tennessee team here at Cleveland Stadium. The number one undefeated Volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
What's up, Vol fans? What's up, SEC fans? I tell you what, that wasn't much of a ball game. I'd like to get some ones in here. I've got a new setup. Don't know if it's working. If you can hear me, get me some ones. This is a totally new computer. Most of y'all know that I was in a bad accident and had to get a new system going. So if I can get some ones, I'd really appreciate it. But I see we got some guys logging in now. I tell you what, I want to tell y'all something. The support y'all have given me the last couple of days has just been unbelievable. I was able to watch this game for the first time in a long time. I haven't been able to watch very many games. I'm going to be down for a while. I'm really banged up. And so anyway, I don't know what to say. I guess when you've had your life flash in front of your eyes like I have, the loss really is not as hard to take because you have some different priorities in life. But I tell you what, I wanted this win really, really, really bad. And I hate that we didn't get it. And I guess we just have to come to terms, Vol fans, that we're just not as good as what I thought we were. That offensive line was pathetic. Probably one of the worst offensive line performances I've seen. Of course, I haven't seen much this year, so it may have been worse in the other games, but I tell you what, it was just brutal. And we just had a lot of bad breaks. Now, I don't want to hear, hey, we give them all these points. They're just a better ball club than we are. I'm watching Kentucky beat up on Mississippi State, so maybe Kentucky's for real. I said before the season I thought Kentucky was going to be better than people thought they were. And I just think that the worst thing that could have happened to Tennessee is Kentucky to beat Florida. They had them fired up, and Dan Mullen had them boys ready. And our coach didn't have our boys ready. A lot of mental mistakes, a lot of mental lapses in the game. And I see Adam Bumgardner says a 3-win season. I tell you what, that's a lot closer than we're going to a bowl game, I promise you that. I don't know where we stand. We've got to make a lot of improvements. I don't know how the phone lines are going to be working tonight. I'm going to try to do some phone calls. I've got it set up, but this is a new computer. I haven't used this particular computer. I got a bigger processor. So we're going to try to take some calls here in a minute. I see we got some callers on the line, and I really do appreciate y'all sticking with me. I thought we was going to be smoking this cigar together, but I'm going to save this not for our next win unless it's an SEC win. This is going to be an SEC cigar because that when it comes right down to it, that's all that matters is SEC wins. And Missouri played pretty good today. I know Georgia took care of business and beat up on them pretty good. But I tell you what, those jerseys that Missouri had, man, were they some bright yellow. People get on to us about our bright orange. I tell you what, those are the brightest uniforms I've ever seen. ever on a football team. There's been some Oregon uniforms that was pretty gaudy, bright, but anyway, I don't know where to start with this other than our offensive line, and I guess I need to start with congratulating Florida. Florida's a better team than we are. I tried to get the fight song for Florida to get the copyrights because I try to do things legit on this. So whenever I play a clip or an audio clip or a video clip, I have the rights to do it because I don't want to get a copyright strike and have my channel taken down. And for some reason, the Florida fight song, I couldn't locate the copyright to. And most teams have a copyright on their songs. I got permission to use the Pride of the Southland band, Rocky Top. Got permission to use Georgia's fight song, but I couldn't get Florida's. So this is my crow part of my video for Florida. I seen some comments on my last video. Do I feel dumb now talking trash about Florida? The answer is no. I don't feel dumb. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get on here, entertain you guys, and have confidence in my team. That's never, ever, ever going to end. I'm going to chirp when we play Georgia. I'm going to chirp when we play Alabama, Auburn. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get on there and try to provide some entertainment. But one thing I will do, and that's show respect to our opponent, whether we win or lose. And Florida's got a good team. I tell you what, I was kind of down on Felipe Franks in my pregame stuff, and that's basically because I was basing it on what I was hearing from other Florida fans, how terrible he was. I didn't realize he was 6'6" and 240 pounds. You know, he has the size to be a great quarterback, and he showed a couple of times he handed off today, and I thought he was handing it to the running back, and he kept it. Man, he had me fooled. He had a great play action keeper on the RPO. But I'm going to go to the phone lines. The phone lines are open. I tell you what, I had that number memorized, but y'all got to forgive me. I was unconscious for about 15 minutes in that wreck, and so I don't remember it. But I did put it up on the screen, and y'all can call in. And I'm going to go to a caller. And we'll just talk it up and chop it up. But before we do, congrats to Florida, congrats to Georgia and Alabama. I tell you what, that Tua Tagovailoa, he's going to win the Heisman. They might as well go ahead and close the balloting and the voting right now. He's one of the most special quarterbacks I've seen in a long time. And Georgia's for real. I saw Couch Coach complaining about how sloppy his team was, and Jim Chaney. Look, I didn't like Jim Chaney when he was at Tennessee, but they've got a great team. I had Georgia winning the SEC for one reason. The main reason I had them winning the SEC is because everybody had them. Alabama winning the SEC, and I wanted to look like a genius. I'm going to stick with my pick, but I'll tell you what, Alabama looks like the best team in the country. So anyway, I'm going to go to the phone lines. Let's just see if this works, and I'm going to try to, if we get a lot of calls going, I'm going to try to make these calls quick. I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm doing this on internet, cellular internet with Verizon. So I don't know how this is going to work. So I'm going to go to the first call. Says his name is Tony. Tony, you're on with Catfish and the Volunteer Roadshow. How are you doing?
Hey, Catfish, how's it going, man? Really, man, when I was watching the game, it just seems like the effort wasn't there. Like on that onside kick in the first half, we have like 5 players coming to the ball. We let this dude go up, and nobody hits him. I mean, I'm used to seeing people like Eric Berry, Al Wilson, that knock somebody's head off.
Yeah.
These players we got, man, they're soft. That dude Ryan Johnson, our center, he's getting drove in the backfield every single play almost. The whole inside of the line is trash. I think it's just going to have to come down to recruiting, man, because I don't think these players we got now, they're not going to be able to get us any SEC wins next year either because they just ain't showing the effort, man. Like, I don't know what to do. The fans have pressed the coaches. We've got in new coaches now, and it seems like Butch Jones had them playing even harder. So we got a few good players, man, but I think it's going to take 2 or 3 years before we can be ranked again. I mean, shit, 47 to 21.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible.
You're right.
I mean, we're down there. I say Vanderbilt is going to beat us this year if we keep playing like this, man. This is the worst I've seen. And I've been watching Tennessee for over 15 years.
Yeah, it's bad. I think it starts in the trenches. We're the SEC, and the game is won and lost in the trenches, and we just don't have a trench. I mean, BVD said on my show, I don't know, I believe it was in the West Virginia postgame show, Big Vol Daddy said, our linemen look like Alabama's linebackers, and our linebackers look like Alabama's safeties. I really didn't think we were. I thought we were middle of the pack SEC teams. And if I could get some ones, because this is a new setup, I'm in a car in the middle of a parking lot to put this show on to you. And it took me a while to get some technical difficulties worked out. I had it set up where I was watching the game, but the internet sucked. I guess everybody was on Netflix. But while I'm talking to you, if I can get some ones on the caller audio, how y'all hear the caller audio, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, you're right. We need to start recruiting some offensive linemen. I mean, I just was at a convenience store right behind me. I don't know if y'all can see it back there. But there's a guy in there that looks like he's about 6'3", 320 pounds. I'm tempted to go in there and see if he's got some eligibility left and go down there and try out for the team. We've got to get somebody. And I don't know what to say. I think Garantano took some hits. We shouldn't be bragging about how tough Garantano gets. You know, he gets hit and knocked out and keeps coming back. That shouldn't be what we're praising Garantano about, because our offensive linemen should be keeping these hits from being laid on him. That's all I can say. I don't know. That's the first game I got to see.
Another thing, Catfish.
Go ahead.
We ain't got a lot of speed either, man. Like, our receivers, like, it seems like when we do throw the ball deep to them, the cornerbacks, they just somehow catch up to them. It's like we don't have no burners on the outside. We're pretty much just going to have to get a whole new team, man. I hate to say it, because our receivers, they ain't burning nobody.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we'll get some separation. We got Jennings, but it seems like he'll make a big play, and the coaches will take him out. We got a good left tackle. I think our quarterback got injured. He got hit late, and they took him out. So we got this other dude in there, Chris. I don't know if what's his name is going to come back in next week, but really we're going to have to just get a whole new team, man. There was this quarterback we were trying to get. I think his name's Malik Gray. I'm not sure if he signed with somebody yet or not, but he's supposed to be coming to the team.
Yeah.
But what do you think? You think Jeremy Pruitt is better than Butch Jones? Because Butch Jones, he was getting all these good recruits in his first year, and we did get some SEC. I think we beat, like, what was it, South Carolina when Butch Jones first came?
Yeah.
But, man, it's probably the worst I've seen Tennessee, man. I got real fired up at halftime. I made a video about it, but I don't even know what to say, man. It's just the effort's bad.
Did you post this video on YouTube? Did you?
Yeah, I did a halftime video when we were down 26-3.
What's your channel name?
Really, what was pissing me off was the effort. I can understand if we just have players that aren't talented, but it was just the effort that was pissing me off.
What's your channel name?
Especially on that onside kick.
Where can we watch this video? What's your channel name?
It goes by my real name, Cody Warden.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah, I saw that. I saw your.
I was
channel.
wanting to ask you too about this. His name's I think it's Austin Hope.
Yeah.
This dude, like, we're about to score a touchdown, and this dude jumps, and like while he's in midair, he fumbles the ball through the back of the end zone, man.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just land out of bounds or come down with the ball? Tennessee's always doing all this dumbass shit too. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Before I let you
it's probably going to be another 2 or 3 years, man.
Before I let you go, I'm going to do a shout out to everybody in the stream. I don't know how many we have in here because I can't see it, and I don't know if I can scroll back. I don't know how to scroll back on this thing, but I'm going to just see the ones I see in the bottom. Michael Tarleton's in here, Space Mountain. Herbert Bradford. Posey Don 3032. Adam Bumgarner's back here. Marlon Tivis. I don't know why I can't scroll up. Anybody know why I can't scroll up on this? Oh, there we go, man. Maybe I can. Uncle Luke, Big Man Racing, 300 KTM. He's a Florida fan, and he's won a Tiki Totem on this show. He says,
Yeah.
he was talking about our offensive line on one of his. He's a great, great Florida fan, and I don't have the Florida fight song to play for you guys. I normally try to do that when we lose. It seems like I'm doing Crow video every single week, and I'm getting tired of it. I see Ashley Cooper's in here,
Yeah.
Christian A, Essex Glover. I'm sorry I can't see all these because I'm on a new computer. Chris Renfro's in here, George is in here, and I believe I've got BVD. Hang on and let me put BVD on with us. I just happen to know his numbers.
All right, Catfish.
So I know he's here. Is this BVD, Big Vol Daddy?
Yes, sir.
What you were at the game. Where were you at? I saw a big old toothless fellow up in the corner. Was that you?
No, I was in XX4. I had really good seats.
Did you?
Really good seats. Especially at halftime, I was sitting in Gator Boo's truck. So I had great seats then.
Yeah. What did you think about the game? I got to watch it, but I tell you what, that offensive line was horrible, and those turnovers. At one point, we had more turnovers than we had points. At one point.
Yeah, I mean that's history will tell you between Florida and Tennessee, the team that rushes the ball the most, the best, and has the least turnovers wins. And I mean, we're not going to beat anybody. We won't beat Charlotte if we play like we did tonight. I mean, have no offensive line, no defensive line, no secondary, no consistent receivers, and now no quarterback till JG gets back.
Yeah.
And he even looked like ass tonight. So it was just bad all the way around. I was happy with it. We had a great crowd.
Yeah, I saw it.
Fantastic crowd.
It was loud there for a few minutes.
Crowds are always good.
Yeah.
It was what?
The crowd noise sounded loud on the TV there for a while on a couple of third downs. I was just disappointed. Florida came to play. We were out coached. They got a few breaks in the beginning, and I know with a young team like ours, something like that just opens the floodgates. But our offensive line let that one hit on Garantano where he fumbled the ball and the guy caught it basically midair. I think they actually ruled that a fumble recovery instead of an interception, even though he caught the ball. But I think I heard him say that on TV. But I tell you what, that's offensive line is pathetic.
Yeah. What'd you think about the onside kick? I like
the idea. I like them going for it on 4th and 4 because if we didn't make it and we punted it, we'd have probably kicked it in the end zone. So we only gave up like 15 yards there. I thought that was a good call. I like the onside kick, but when you make an onside kick, you've got to have a couple of gunners going down there, and all they do is play bowling ball and knock out those potential receivers, and that didn't happen. They were all.
We had that ball, man. Yeah. I mean, we had the numbers. It just nothing was working tonight. Nothing. 4th and 1, I was screaming from my seat, "Sneak the gosh dang ball!" And then that the play they ran was beautiful. The Gator guy was hustling, and got him there at the 5, and he fumbled it through the end zone. That was pretty much all she wrote right then.
Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to give some shout outs here in a minute, but I wanted to go back. I know there's a lot of people tuning in, and I tell you what, I said at the beginning that I really appreciate all the well wishes. Y'all have no idea what that means to me, and I probably, if I wasn't near death, I mean, that could have been a whole lot different. The good Lord was looking out after me, but my priorities are a little bit different. But I tell you what, this is why I like college football, the pageantry, the traditions, and the fans. I've had more Georgia and Alabama and Florida fans, aside from Tennessee, but just those outside our Vol Nation, wish me well. And I tell you what, that y'all have no idea what that means to me. I do this
Sure.
I do this channel, and a lot of y'all don't know. BVD knows this, but there's very few people know what I'm going to tell you. I've had a lot of depression problems last few years, and when I started this, BVD is the one that's responsible for me doing this. He talked me into doing some Tennessee videos, and I tried it. I thought, if I get a few views, that'd be great, and it's done way more than I ever anticipated. But that's really ancillary to what I'm going to say. It's really the fans that I interact with is why I do this. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the fame. It really has replaced Zoloft. I used to take Zoloft pretty regular, and I haven't had a Zoloft in over a year and a half, and it's because of you guys. And I wanted to just tell y'all what y'all mean to me, and even the people that, troll me and trash talk me. That's what we're supposed to do. I love it. I'll never stop chirping.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, when we play Georgia next week, I'm going to be chirping about Wednesday on a video. I'm supposed to do that. It's fun, it's entertainment, and everybody does it. But I don't think we're a very good football team. But I'm going to continue to do this channel because of how it helps me in my personal life. So I wanted to tell y'all a big old thank you. I did find out that Uncle Lou started a GoFundMe page. He said on one of his videos that he didn't ask me because he knew I'd say no. He's right about that. But just the gesture of that means more than you'll ever know. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be off work. I'm probably not going to be off work as long as what I'm supposed to be off work, because that's just the way I am. But I'm going to be off work, and I'm sure the money will run out long before, I go back to work. So it really means a lot. And if you don't give a dime to that, I'm a prayer and a well wish is all I really need, because that's what's going to get me through. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, are you?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is totally non-sports related, but are you going to get a new truck? And if you are you going to please honor my request and get some damn headlights that work?
Hey, those headlights work. These are let me stop this train.
I know.
These are these high-tech headlights that everybody sees that's supposed to not blind you. But BVD's he's blind in one eye, can't see out the other, and can't
see out of the other.
He hated my headlights. He hated my visor because it dropped down so much. Now I thought it kind of looked gangster, that drop down visor. I like the visor, but he hated it.
Definitely. You were pimping. It looked good.
Yeah. But anyway, Tony.
Hey, Catfish, listen, man. I'm gonna get off of here because I'm hanging out with some Florida guys and ACP Carter, and we're getting ready to hit the trail here back to Green Vegas. But I'm love you, man. I'm glad you got to watch the game, even though it sucked. Yeah. And please listen to me, man, and spend some time with your family. I know you are, but I mean,
I'm going to. And I guess
take
what?
This as
when I get a new truck, if that's what happens, I'm sure it's going to be totaled. It's going to be orange and white, just like you want me to.
Nice.
So, all right,
yeah,
buddy.
I want the first ride in it, man. I'll holler at you tomorrow, brother.
Well, Tony, I appreciate you calling in. I've got a stack of calls, and please call in. I want to hear from you guys. The number's on the screen, and I'm going to grab a call, Tony, and you keep calling in, and I'll check out that video you did at halftime, and I really appreciate you calling in.
All right, Catfish, I appreciate it, man.
Well, I'm going to go to the phone lines and take another call. There's a couple of them been waiting. I'm going to see if I can. Well, it's not. There we go. Let's see. Looks like we got Brian.
Hello,
Brian,
Catfish.
You're on with Catfish. What you got for me?
Am I still Crazy Ryan?
Is this Crazy Ryan? or crying Ryan?
Yeah, am I still crazy, Ryan?
No, you're going to be crying Ryan
Neither,
next year.
obviously.
Did you go to the game, Ryan?
uh, I did not, but I sat on my couch and I laughed every second of it.
Well, congratulations. All the viewers out there, this is crazy Ryan Schrick, Gator fan. He's been following me from the beginning. Great viewer. I don't have the rights to play Florida's fight song, so you just have to take my congratulations and my admission in front of the world. The Gators are better than the Vols. So I know things started out kind of bad for us with all those turnovers, but it came down to the offensive line. It wasn't a fluke. Our offensive line just can't block anybody, and Garantano just kept getting hit. But congratulations, and I really mean it. And what did you think about your team? I don't know why you're. I don't know if it was you, but one of the guys on that calls in a lot or comments a lot was all out on Felipe Franks. This is the first game I got to watch him. And I didn't realize he was 6'6", 240, and man, he looked like he was a pretty decent quarterback. I don't know what everybody was crying about. Maybe it was just because our defense was so bad that we made him look like a Heisman. Now, that's what Tennessee normally does to Florida quarterbacks. You take a mediocre Florida quarterback, and we automatically catapult them into the Heisman conversation. But what did you think about the game?
Oh, Felipe is a huge guy. That's why I feel like Mullen uses him for physicality when running a lot. But I was very impressed with his accuracy today in his decision making because he only completed like 9 passes, but he had like 172 yards of passing, which is absolutely crazy.
Well, congratulations. I see Uncle Lou's in here. I don't know if you were in here a minute ago, Uncle Lou. I wanted to tell you, and I know I've told you this in private and text, I appreciate all that y'all have done. That has really, really meant a lot to me, and I know I'm being a little bit redundant, but college football is the greatest, and it's not because the sport is so good, it's because of the fans. The pageantry, the traditions we have, the rivals. I know my team's not playing very well right now, and I'm sorry, Uncle Lou, you said you was a Tennessee fan tonight, and I'm sorry my team let you down, but we're not a good ball team. We're not a good ball team, and that's all I got to say. But anything else, Ryan?
Okay, yeah. With Kentucky beating Mississippi State, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but there is a chance that Florida can walk into Starkville and come out with a win because they're riding a lot of negative momentum right now.
Yeah.
So that's an upset.
Who do y'all play
That's an upset to watch.
Who do y'all play
calling
next
it now.
week?
Mississippi State at Starkville.
Well,
So that's an upset. Watch.
I seen where Uncle Lou says they have a bye week next week. That's in reference to playing Tennessee. Yeah, they're going to mop the field. I'm still going to chirp about Wednesday. That's what I'm supposed to do. But, Ryan, before I let you go, congratulations. Great win. I still don't know if y'all are any good because we're a bad, bad team. So don't take a lot of stock in this victory. So don't gloat too much.
Oh. I wish you a speedy recovery, my friend.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, we're going to go. We got a lot of calls stacked up here. Got one, let's see, 615 area code. This is Catfish. What you got for me?
Hey, Catfish. I'm a second-time caller. I'm Eli from Murfreesboro. Just wanted to say my prayers are with you, Catfish. But also wanted to talk to you about the Vols' performance today. I didn't get to watch most of the game, because I was at a dance. But from what I was watching on my phone, it looked like our defense didn't play too bad, but our offense just put them in negative situations. I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
I think it all comes down to the trenches. We just don't have an offensive line. We've got one decent offensive lineman in Trey Smith, and he got beat a couple of times tonight. So I'm starting to wonder just how good he is. We've got to get to the recruiting. I think that Jeremy Pruitt needs to tell all his recruiters, I don't want you looking at anybody but offensive line, and go get us some boys that can maul, can bust them up. We need an offensive line in the worst way. So
I agree completely. It's the right side with Drew Richmond just keeps getting beat every play. I might not be the only one. That's just what I'm saying.
yeah. Well, I appreciate
Well,
you.
Catfish wanted to
I
cross some
appreciate your
prayers with
well
you.
wishes, and I appreciate you calling. I'm going to try to make all these calls pretty short because we got a lot of them, and I'm on cellular internet in a car in Missouri, and it's kind of hurting my back to sit up like this, but I'm going to hang in there as long as I can. We've got a lot of people on, and I appreciate it, Eli. Call again soon.
All right, see you, Catfish.
All right, we've got a 770 is next in line. Let's see what he's got. You're on with Catfish. What you got?
Hey, Catfish. Hey, man, I just wanted to say that Tennessee's got a good year coming up in a year. Remember, Kirby Smart wasn't too hot for his first season, so I just wanted to let you know that Tennessee's going to be rolling some thunder in a year or two, and it's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I'm so glad that you're okay from your wreck.
Well, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the well wishes. I tell you what, I'm in a little bit of pain, so it's kind of hard to be emotional. But every time I see a comment on a video about wishing me well, and say, it's a lot of them are Georgia fans, Alabama fans, and not just Tennessee fans. That just means the world. Y'all will never, ever, ever know just how much that means to me, and that's why I love college football. That's why I think college football is better than the NFL. It's better than Major League Baseball. It's better than NBA. It's just the best sport on the planet, and it's just great. And it's because of the fans, and I really appreciate the kind words. So what did you see in the
Oh, of
game
course,
today?
man, and I completely agree. I saw, like the other caller said, that your offense kept giving away some turnovers. You had great defense. I know there's going to be some improvement next week when you guys have practice. I don't really think you're going to beat Georgia, but I think when you put those two teams together, each team learns something new about their offense and defense, whether it's a good team or a bad team. So, like I said, Jeremy Pruitt's going to get this football team going within a year. I do believe so.
Well, we were out coached today. Dan Mullen had his boys ready for this game, and I think that Kentucky game was a wake up call. And Kentucky's a good team, so I'm still
By far, yeah.
I'm still behind Pruitt. I'm still behind this team, but it's obvious there is a big gap between Alabama and Georgia players and Tennessee players. And there's a gap between Florida and Tennessee right now. So we're not as good as I thought we were. And, I'm going to still be chirping and say we're going to, as long as it's mathematically possible, I'm going to end all my shows, we're going to a bowl game. That's just what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to entertain everybody. A lot of that is tongue-in-cheek. But I tell you what, I appreciate you calling me. I've got a stack of calls, and please call back. I'm going to try to keep this live stream going. I'm going to try to do 2 or 3 a week, like Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and then my regular Friday call, and then the post-game calls. So I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. Do well.
Before I go to the callers, I want to let y'all know I'm trying to make a habit of giving a shout-out to everybody in the live chat, but I can't see them very well the way my computer's situated. I can see that Billy Cole's in here, George is in here, Florida BIH is in here, Heather Hanson's in here, Black Hawk Central's back with us, Russ is back with us, and I see Adam. I can't scroll back to see what's further up, but anyway, I'm going to go to the calls. We've got several on hold. Some of them been on hold for a long, long time, but I'm going to go to the calls. And you're on with Catfish. I see this is Kevin. What you got, buddy?
What's going on, Catfish, man? First things first, I hope you're getting better. It's terrible what happened, and nothing but the best for you, man. I hope you get better.
Well, I appreciate that.
No problem. But I'm sorry about your Vols, man. I mean, it's just they're terrible. Now, I'm a Georgia fan, by the way, and I've been picking your Vols. I picked Tennessee to beat West Virginia week 1, and then I thought they could beat Florida today, but obviously didn't happen. Y'all just got issues everywhere, and I'm very sorry for what's about to happen next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a butt whooping. But guess what? I'm gonna chirp on Wednesday, but y'all know that's entertainment, right?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time where I go into a Tennessee-Georgia game. Because, them games usually are always just intense, down-to-the-wire games. I mean, this is probably the first time where I look at the Tennessee game and I'm like, dude, this will be a breeze. Because every time we played Tennessee over the past, I'd say 7 years, I've always been like, we know the game's going to be close. Tennessee always gives their best with us. I just don't see it this year. I mean, that game might be over by the end of the first quarter. I mean, it'll get bad, and I'm sorry to say that.
Well, maybe it'll toughen us up. I mean, we got to suit it up. Y'all are supposed to win 50 to
You ain't got
nothing.
nothing to lose.
Yeah, maybe we can just start getting better. Y'all are a great team. Let me tell you something about Georgia. I know Uncle Lou kind of dodges these type of statements, and I'm not saying y'all are a dynasty. You kind of have to win a championship to even more than one to be a dynasty, but you're recruiting. Y'all are already starting out next year, coming off of a number 1 recruiting class last year. Next year, y'all got a lot of guys coming in, and I'm sick and tired. I know you're not, but I am. I'm sick and tired of seeing my buddy Uncle Lou on a live stream waiting for some 5-star to announce what school he's going to, and they end up picking Georgia. I tell you what, I don't see any end in sight, and y'all are just a great team. I think this is Fromm's team. I know that a lot of people think that, it's going to be Justin Fields' team in the future. That's probably true, but this year it's Fromm's team, and I think he's a decent quarterback. Yeah. I didn't get to watch much of the game. Only thing I saw was a couple of plays where I seen the brightest yellow uniforms I've ever seen. I mean, they almost blinded me.
I know.
They were, woo.
Yeah, that was I know. It was hard to look on that field as well. It was so weird. But if you watch the whole game, Georgia really did not. I mean, they struggled today. I mean, we had a blocked punt for a touchdown and a scoop and score, fumble for a touchdown. So our offense really didn't do anything. I don't know. Something about Fromm this year. What I saw his last, I believe, 4 games last season, that was the best I'd ever seen him play. And I thought going into this year, he could stay on that pace, but he really hasn't. I mean, it's been getting confusing with the offense, like Demetrius Robertson, the former 5-star who was at Cal. I mean, we ain't even seen him on the field. I don't even think he was on the field today. Not really throwing it downfield. Swift's hardly on the field. I mean, we're putting Brian Harrion, he's like our third string back, putting him on the field a lot. I just don't get it sometimes. I just feel there's too many weapons around us and we're kind of underusing them. That's my only complaint. That can get better, but we need to see a lot of improvement if we're going to beat Alabama, because Alabama right now looks clearly the best team in college football.
I watched the first
they didn't,
half.
but today, they look.
I watched the first half of that Alabama game, and the first 2 plays was a Texas A&M threw a pick. The very next play, Tua throws a touchdown. I tell you what, Tua, he's going to be the Heisman. I bet you everything I've got, he'll end up being the Heisman unless he gets hurt.
Yeah.
He looks unreal.
Yeah. Now, their defense did look a little, but, they had a lot of backups in there. They were dominant, obviously, but they didn't look as dominant as I've seen them so far, but it's going to happen. But as a Georgia fan, I'm just saying, if we played Alabama tomorrow, I don't think we would beat them. Yeah. That's just me. Now, that can change along the way if we get better, because we got to improve in a lot of areas. Because, our defense is really young. Stupid penalties happen sometimes today. We got to get that fixed. And other things, that's all I got to say, Catfish, man. get better.
Thank you.
And I'm going to call back on Tuesday.
Well,
Nice talking
I
to you, man.
appreciate it, buddy. We're going to go to Atlanta, GA. We've got Trey. Let me get his line picked up. And I see the chat is off the hook. I can't read them because of where the computer is. But, Trey, you're on with Catfish. What you got for me?
Roll Tide from Atlanta Catfish, and we are so happy you're safe.
Well, I appreciate that. I tell you what, I don't know if you heard me earlier, and I'm going to be a little redundant. These last few days, the well wishes from all over the SEC, and not just the SEC. I've had Big Ten guys send me private texts, a Michigan fan, Ohio State fans, a few Penn State fans, heck, even a USC fan and a Longhorn fan sent me some private messages on Facebook, and it just shows you the power of the internet and just how great college football fans are. Best sport on the planet by far. And your Crimson Tide's the best team in the country. I watched a little bit of that game earlier, and Tua, I don't know when I've seen a better quarterback than him in the last 10 years. I don't think there's been many. And I think he's pretty much a lock for the Heisman unless he gets hurt.
Yeah, Tua is amazing. I was a little worried about our D. It's still so rookie. It makes me a little nervous, although I will say I felt better after watching Georgia today.
Yeah.
With their QB passing all over them. And just imagine if they had better receivers.
Yeah. Before I go on with you, there's some open lines. Y'all can call the number on the screen. My memory's shot, and it really hurts sitting here. But I'm going to sit here as long as I can. We've got a ton of people on here. But call in and talk to me. I'd love to hear from you. My opinion's one thing, but I really want to hear y'all's opinion. I don't care who your team is. Call in and talk to me. And I love every one of you. But anyway, yeah, Alabama looked great. That's what I watched in the first half. And Georgia, I didn't get to watch any, but a couple of plays in town at a store, I seen it. And I tell you what, those are the brightest uniforms I've ever seen in my life.
I'd like to make a general call out to all the listeners to maybe put a Patreon together for you, Catfish.
Well, Uncle Lou does have a GoFundMe set up, and I appreciate it. He said on his show, and I know him personally. We talked behind the scenes, and I heard him say on a video that he didn't ask me because he knew I'd say no, and he's right. And I'm self-employed. I own that truck, and I'm sure it's totaled, and I don't know. You never make out when it's totaled, and I'm sure I'm going to be off a while and not being able to drive. And it just anything y'all give would be appreciated. And you can go to any of his live videos and there'll be a link. But even if you don't give anything, a prayer or a well wish means as much or more than money. But I really appreciate it. Y'all have no idea. I've been crying my eyes out reading these comments to all my videos. I'd get texts, I'd get private messages on Facebook, and man, it's just unbelievable. Everybody says the SEC fan bases hate each other, but I tell you what, I haven't had one bad comment. Even before the wreck, I've always been known as the nice guy, and I've always had great interaction with all the fan bases out there. And this is my first year doing it. I've only been doing it a year, and I never dreamed, and I don't know if you were on, and some of you may be logging on. I'm doing this not for the fame, not for the money, and it's very little money that I do make in it. It really helps me with my depression. I had some depression issues going on, and being able to do this and interact with the fans, man, that has really helped me more than y'all will ever know. I get to keep my mind off of being alone in that truck, driving mile after mile after mile. I'm always thinking, how can I put on a better show? What can I do to make it better? And y'all have been great. I can't thank y'all enough.
That's really a two-way street. We look forward to hearing from you every week, man.
I appreciate that. So,
and hey, brother, next time you're in Atlanta, let me know. I'll buy you lunch. We'll go to Smith's Old Bar.
Oh, that sounds great. I go through there all the time. I don't know how much longer I'll be out for the truck, but I'll definitely do that. And y'all can send me a friend request. Go to Volunteer Roadshow Facebook page, and you should be able to see, maybe even in the description of this video, is my social media stuff. There's Bobby C. McGraw's Facebook, my private Facebook page. Y'all can send me a friend's request and keep up with me, or you can send a message through the Volunteer Roadshow Facebook page. And I'd love to interact with you. I've met a lot of people on the road that's messaged me. I've met truck drivers that have recognized me at truck stops and said, hey, Catfish, love your show, and that means a lot too. So yeah, I hope to see you someday.
Well, don't tell any of the other Bama fans I said this, but go Vols, and we're glad you're doing better, man. You have a good week.
I appreciate it, buddy. I really, really do. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, the phone lines are open. I don't know what else I can say. Tennessee looked bad. Alabama looks like the best team in the country. I tell you what, I believe Alabama could beat the Cleveland Browns. Maybe you can call in and we can have an argument about that, but Alabama's for real. I didn't know how they were going to be this year, losing all that stuff, all them players on defense, but their offense is better this year than it was last year. That Damian Harris, I did a reaction video on him. He's great. That other Harris kid's great. And Tua, of course. Unless he gets injured, I think he's pretty much a lock for the Heisman. But we don't have any calls. If anybody wants to call, it's hard. I'm not as good as Uncle Lou, especially since I've had this wreck. It's hard for me to keep on a long conversation, so just be by myself. So anyway, if I don't get a call here for too long, I'm going to end this live stream, and I'm in a parking lot because the live stream I had where I was watching the game wasn't too good, so I'm on cellular internet, and I can't say enough. I've said it several times. I really appreciate every one of you and all the well wishes y'all giving me. Maybe I can go through the live chat if I can turn this around the best I can. I see I have a super chat in here. It went up too fast, so I can't see who it was to give them a shout out. Let me see what I can do here. Well, where did it go? I'm having to learn this computer. It's not easy. I can't hardly see the thing. Oh, there it is. I guess got to tilt it back some. I saw a super chat in here. Oh, ERESFRFRGER sent $9.99. Here's a little something for the Iowa State Cyclone fan. Hope you get better soon. I tell you what, Iowa State looked good for 15 minutes against Oklahoma. So I really appreciate that. I'm going to go back. I hope I don't miss any of these super chats because I'd really like to say thank you, but this is a brand new computer and I'm not too good at it. I'm going to start giving some shout outs in here if we don't get any calls. I see a Fitz Magic in here. SEC Dog, one of the best Georgia fans out there. Of course, Ryan Schrick, a Gator fan's in here. Sarge1231. He says, hey, Catfish, at least Tennessee is not the most embarrassed team. That would be Virginia Tech losing to Old Dominion. I saw a couple plays on that. They have a running back. Man, it looked like that Dane running back for Wisconsin a long time ago. So, yeah, that was a surprising deal. Dang it. I'm not good with this computer. Y'all have to forgive me. Corey Warden's in here. I think he's the one that called earlier. Larry Piper said go Vols. Of course, Michael Tartlin's here. ISNAGHUGH77. That's what I love about college football. It brings people together, he says. You're right. Best sport on the planet by far. Ashley Cooper is in here. I'm trying to catch up. Heather Hanson's in here. Glad you're here. It's lit. 8946 in here. Steven Schrader's in here. Volmania. Hey, Volmania. I see you're in here. I hope you're going to make some videos this year. The Wicker Man. He's in here. He's followed me from the beginning. He's a good guy. Lyndon Dixon's in here. Stacy McDaniel. Let's see who else is in here. Pop Pop. He's a Florida fan. He said Florida players quit the team. You're right. It seemed like they quit. Shane Yelvington is in here. Michael Neagley's in here. Glad to have you. Some of these and Slim Mosley. Slim Mosley's always in here. It says Zircon Christinus is in here. I guess that's how you say it. But if we don't get any calls, the phone number's on the screen. I'm going to be ending it pretty soon. My throat. Dennis Wilson. He's always followed me. Let's see who else is in here. Man, that's a lot of them is in here. Hound Dog. Glad to have you. TN fan since 72. He wants to know if JG is out for next week. I don't know. I think we're going to be throwing everything but the kitchen sink from here on out, trying to see if we can get something going. See if I see anybody I hadn't named yet. Looks like that's it, Trevor Jones. Anyway, I'm going to end this live stream right here. I really appreciate it. College football is the greatest. And I'll be back on here later this week. I don't know if it'll be on Tuesday like regular because I'm going to be seeing doctors and things. My back is killing me. I'm trying not to take too many pain pills, but I'm going to say it again. I really appreciate all the well wishes out there. And I'm going to sign off. Y'all know what's coming next. Thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. We'll be lucky to go to a bowl game, but I'm going to say it anyway. We're going to a bowl game. I promise you that.